my other grandmother, she's just this little teeny thing, soft spoken, never says a whole lot. Well, it was at mom and dad's house while we was rebuilding our house we just bought. It was unbuilt house we had it. We still, and I was counting down the years, still kind of young and I don't know, but yes. I was counting down the years. Man, I got 17 years, 4 months, 3 days, now my kids are out of the house. And my smart ass, she gets up, she's like, you don't ever get rid of your kids. No, you're living with your mom and dad right now. And, kind of looking back at this article, like, immediately when the soft-spoken young understands that she's got 10 kids. But your grandmother's father, so I don't know, it's just nuts. And I didn't want my kids until maybe she did do that, but like I said, it's moving my kids on my life. Yeah. Yeah. So I have no. I didn't have any biologically. Um, and 4 wonderful stepkids that I raised. Yeah, I'm still in contact with them even after living years. In fact, next Sunday I'm tattooing, one of the youngest daughters. Yeah. Cover up. I reached out and remember which kids. It was not that way, but I walked 2 wheels down the road so far, but not by much. Just that was my dad and dad. Who need more dads, man? Just with the right parts. Yep, Oh, man, that's been Tucson. 98 is here. Actually, I was living in Arizona. I was living up in Florence at the time. Right before we moved to Tucson. I was working for a system, former correctional lieutenant. Okay. I got a lot of time down there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's like in Arizona, you're either law enforcement or you're on the other side. Yeah. There's not much else to do unless you're a tattoo artist. Right. Come on, we have a Pinal County, Pinal County. Yeah, I think it probably has some of the most prisons in it. Okay. Pinal County, yeah. Holy cow. I wonder which, if any, has the most in one county. Yeah. I would haphazardly say Pinal County is probably one of the top counties in the nation that has the most prisons in it. That's crazy. It's unverified. Right. Right off the top of my head, I think 6 or 7. Some of them like Bureau prisons. Well, I don't think they use the Department of Justice anymore. It's all DHS. Back in the day, it was Department of Justice. Okay, back in my day, so I'm tell you how it didn't bother me. Yeah, I'm just gonna step behind you there. Yeah, no, it's and it goes quick. Yes, it does. My mind is still 20 years old. Well, I don't think that ever changes. I wondered about them old men. Is why they just got quieter, and it's just what I realized. The older I get, the less I want to waste my breath on things that Yeah, especially on people that just say, "Oh, listen, yeah, no, okay, you got to figure it out." Yeah, all right, okay, you figure it out quicker than you don't know anything. Oh yeah, it's been a long time by myself. Silence is precious at times. Time to speak, time for silence. Yeah. 15 minutes into it already. Nice. 55 day when you want me to come back. I'd like to get the shoulder cap off as best I can. Yeah, my first thing is getting all this, and then worrying about the rest on that. That way I don't get too far ahead of myself. I probably need honestly. I'll give you, but I probably come back on this week. Okay, yeah, so should set that up. I have to reschedule an appointment for tomorrow that I have. I'm trying to think, and I think I have next Tuesday open. Will be my next availability, but I have to check that. I have to check. I'll be evenings or weekends. Evenings or weekends. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that. Okay. You've been doing this for how long? 27 years. It's 99. I put us to 99. You did a career change out of working in prisons. Just keeps going quicker too, don't it? Yeesh. Well, what's crazy is these youngsters are saying time's flying by too. At 18, time wasn't flying that by that quick for me. I was doing a lot. Shoot. And it seemed like life was just standing still. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the trucking industry over the past 25, 30 years has just been really cut through.
Yeah, especially Norfolk. I went
He's just moving down, like fracking materials? Or?
yeah, frac sand. I moved drill rigs. Shoot, I wasn't working money. We did it all. We did it, they we hauled it. So all agriculture, whole hay, whole corn, big heavy haul. Go down, good road.
Yeah.
Whole water, whole trees. And you had to stay busy. Up there anyway. If you had one trailer, then you just don't work for somebody else. You had a bunch of you.
Around it, my grandfather and my dad were ETRs. Just, doing pretty good that too. Just, we had a lot of respect for them guys. Yeah. It's a hard life.
Yeah. Just my guys had to go home almost every night. We went home. Whenever it got sold, we had to do it. Everybody, it was hard to keep employees. But the quality of info just came in the last 5 years too.
He's not married anymore.
No, I drove my dad crazy, but I had a hard time hiring anybody that wasn't 45 plus.
Yeah, the mature end of it.
Yep. So some of my best hands were 60, 70 years old. They didn't take no shit. I couldn't.
They had work ethic.
Yeah, there was no way to scold them when they did wrong. If you did, that was their last day. So, education.
Yeah, it's just, this is my whole thing, how I view any of that. I'll take an ass to I done asked you to cut it out. But don't chew my ass out or include me into something else when you're feeling it and somebody out. It's right.
And never in public.
Yeah. Just. Yeah. I never did that to any of my officers. I never did it to any of the inmates. Yeah. I would hold them aside to being a human, yeah, and talk to them like a human.
I had some dispatchers and some managers that had to come in with somebody the wrong attitude.
The wrong attitude can do a lot of damage.
Use a lot of good people just because they won't take it, rightfully.
Again, sometimes people's pride gets in the way. It's like, oh, you did make a mistake.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're going to take to cut.
I've been working about that my whole life. My probably. If I'm good enough to learn it, you know, see them to fix it.
Wow. Still learning to get out of my way. It's just the older I get, the more I realize I don't. As much as happens as I thought, and stuff that I'm finding out that I was wrong, I'm going like, oh, okay. It's the universe's way of saying, okay, we're going to humble you a little bit.
Yeah.
But you humbled me last week.
You gotta do this every day?
Yeah, that was yesterday, man.
Yeah, I think, older workers too, right? Some of them may have, tried to put together their own businesses, try to do anything like that. So then some of them might think, understand that it costs money to run a business, and time is money. It's, if you waste some time, it's you're costing everybody at that point, not just the company. That's exactly why I hire them right there. They understood the profit side of it. They wouldn't go. They treated me right. Most of them treated me right because they've been there. For the younger ones, it was all about, well, I work 9 hours, I'm gonna do 12, one way or another. And then pout and quit. They didn't get it, even though they knew they were screwing when they started. It's. But in their defense, I had some really good young guys too. I had both. So I helped a lot of them get into their own company, start their own. With the idea that they come back and leave some to me. Some did, some didn't. Some they were just a stepping stone, but that's okay as long as they're still doing good. Yeah. You're in a little better place, it's you'll pay it forward to somebody else when they get paid. Yeah. Right now I'm making sure all the shapes are in there. Not doing a whole lot of detail, but we'll get there. I got an old man bladder. Yeah. Today I do for some reason. It just, man. I have my days. Love Tucson though, man. Tucson. Oh, so I got here yesterday. First time here, or it is, yeah. It's been all over Arizona, but first time down the snow. Okay. We are definitely the prettier sister. Oh, I can't. We gotta leave flags set out. But right. I just like, well, okay. Out of Phoenix, we're definitely the prettier sister. I just come down from Verde. Yeah. Okay. So leave Northern Arizona out of the equation. Well, it was. We spent a month over in Wiccan, dude. And I do like this. So far. And my only reason is outside. It snows up there. I like the heat. Yeah. I love 4 seasons my whole life. The older I get, I just want somewhere warm. I've lived here
good portion. Moved here in '86 from Oklahoma. I lived right on the border of Texas and Oklahoma, right on Lake Arkansas.
Okay.
The Bill King County. Out there. A place called Bunkin Creek.
I lived down in Denton, just out of
Okay.
high school for,
Heck yeah.
so I was there for 2-3 years.
Oh yeah, you know exactly where I live.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. I don't remember. Was Denton in one of the dry counties?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And we used to have to drive a little further south, and back then,
Yeah.
it just
It wasn't too far to get into.
no. And then you had 6.0,
Yeah.
6.0 or whatever it was back then, where Oklahoma only had 3.2, and you had to be 21.
Yeah.
That's like 15. Oh, we thought we owned that lake, man. We lived right on it. I mean, it just.
Oh, nice.
My uncle's farm was literally maybe 200-300 yards from one of the sandiest beaches there. Now it's all closed off. You know, they the rich people figured it out. Oh wait, hey, this is premium land over here, beachfront property, blah blah blah. Right? So they took it over, and it just, man, it's so much fun down there. Ran the woods.
Oh. That's kind of a pretty area, too.
Yeah, all the little, well, they're not so little anymore, but back then they had a small blackjack oak that was growing.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably planted blackjack oaks.
How long has it been since you've been back in that area?
No, I went back in 2019
Okay.
and to go visit an uncle.
I was down there last summer, and it don't look nothing like it was 25 years ago when I was there.
I don't know. My dad ended up buying land down there and then ended up selling it. I mean, at some point, that's the whole purpose, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You buy it, then you sell.
Shit, I'm going to go to RV parks down there.
Right on. Yeah.
Even back home, you know. I got 2 kids living right now. They're going to come by down house. They're going to go and play with that bit.
Yeah, it is.
And then coming down here, everywhere is a 55 plus RV park. They're 55 years old. So I had hell trying to find some place up in Wickenburg. My son is 24. And they would not, they didn't care. Him, all he does is work and sleep. No, don't matter. Get what with you.
Yeah.
Well, we got help on anyone that we could help you with. So yeah, there's one hell of a demand for it.
Yeah, you just got to control the party, right? And give them the place to party. So it's a place that, is disposable.
Yeah.
Or able to work around, if everything is stupid when you drink.
Oh yeah.
Especially kids,
Yep.
Yeah, we let one kid in, we gotta let them all.
Yeah.
No, I race a good boy. Mark and perfect, looks like their dad, but that's a good voice. Yeah, well, find somebody perfect, probably leave them alone, or they don't get corrupted.
Right.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
Oh, they're perfect. I'd certainly get it. I got my own brokenness. Yeah. bathroom real quick. My bladder's getting fatter. Woohoo!
That's what I was supposed to do. Then I took care of it yesterday.
Yeah. And I made sure there were no witnesses. So they can go. Yeah. I thought we had 8 people watching and 0. I know some people parked on.
Yeah, I'm in trouble. That's 2 years old. That's 3 years old.
Dude.
Yeah, that's just girls.
Well, you know, if you ever have to, I know about quite a few mine shafts here in Arizona.
I got them in my backyard.
All right. But the best thing to do is always take the chum fishing.
Yep.
Shark fishing, to be specific.
That works.
Come on, chum, let's go.
Something you just don't
What
know.
are we doing? We're going shark fishing. Well, you keep calling me chum.
Yeah.
Now, you remember that backhand remark you said to my daughter?
Uh-huh.
You see that hammerhead right there, right?
One of my daughters, that's it. She didn't just, well, she didn't even know more. She finally has to give them now, but feeds and stuff, turn it over. And it was everything I could do, deal with the laws to everything I could do. Yeah, we're definitely not so much in a totally different community. I'm driving, just 10 minutes driving down the road.
Oh, yeah.
That part's weird for me.
I was contracted a few years ago to drive some people from the Balkans around for the Department of Interior. And in that, see all the difference. They were here from their forestry services, like Georgia, the Ukraine, Romania. Yeah, it is like right after the war kicked off in Ukraine. So,
Yeah.
you know, there were 2 people that were from Ukraine in that. So, I mean, they were always on the phone just. But, yeah, I mean, they came over here to see how our forestry does things. And, you know, that way they could hopefully take it back and use that stuff. But, yeah, the Sky Islands, all that. It
Oh,
just,
wow.
we have what's called Sky Islands, and they literally out in the middle of the desert. It's its own unique thing that, you know, on these mountains, they create their own little island out in the desert, flourishing habitat that doesn't survive in the desert, but it survives in the riparian environment. I guess that's the proper term. Yeah, that was a pretty cool trip there. Got to go into the Grand Canyon where places and nobody gets to go, stuff like that. I was just like, yeah, all right, all right. They gave me a gate code. I tried to memorize it. I forgot. Check this out.
I didn't realize until the last couple of years there was so much of it that was inaccessible to the public. Grand Canyon.
Yeah. Well, you know what's I mean, it's public land. You know, and they're closing down a lot of stuff because they don't have the money for the staff.
Open it back up with public to hear it then.
Thank you.
Yeah. So somebody
Volunteer.
Yep.
Local volunteers.
Yep.
There's plenty of people that volunteer and love doing that. You know, it just, and they would do great at it.
I'm an avid hunter. I love to hunt. So I like public lands. Most of my life I have for that reason. It just started to become more expensive to hunt on public land than it is on private property.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's been years since I've hunted.
I'll play the job and love hunting. I've done it.
All right. Yeah.
Literally, we had 5,000 trucks on Friday. And company man says, nope, we'll get work to the weekend. Just right now, we're going to keep going. And like 3 of my guys' boss, I ain't coming in tomorrow. I said, I'm not either. They shut it down over us.
Well, you know,
Needless to say, when that season was over, they had somebody else that was doing it, but they was born plenty ahead of time. So
they're good. They got elk season coming up.
yep, that's why I feed my family.
You know, people don't realize that is a very valid thing. You know, it just
That literally is
the cost of that hunt is cheaper than it is for the price per pound of meat.
oh yeah,
You know, and the tags, everything. I mean, unless you're out of state,
yeah,
you know, paying the out of state stuff, but then, you know, that's just paying for the conservation.
yeah. Well, that's actually it's got cheaper to go hunt somewhere else than it is in Utah.
Wow.
So they advertise. No, don't quote me on this because I'm just throwing a number out there. So they advertise they've got 90,000 video, so they'll sell 90,000 back. You know, the 90,000 elk they're available to hunt. What they don't advertise is out of the 90,000 elk in the state of Utah, they're selling tags for 60,000 of them are on private land you can't hunt. Well, I guess tribal land in that area.
Okay.
So they're selling tags for animals that they legitimately are not good to hunt.
Wow, that's pretty crappy.
Yeah, but we've got between my family and friends, big enough farmers back home, right? We used to go to the mountain to go hunt, just family time. We end up back on the river, at the house shooting over.
Last time I went hunting, I was dove hunting. And I came home, started, you know, and ended up getting into it. It would become such a mess. I'm like, just this little breast, really?
Yeah.
All that work for this? Why? Why? I was just kind of go a bit, yeah. Yeah, all these stuff, and then it started reminding me of take care of chickens and
Oh yeah.
slaughter them and cooking and all that, and that just kind of brought me back to that, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. Your dogs.
That's my dad. I talked to him into going hunting with me. So, years ago now, he hadn't been hunting for 3 years. Oh, rough hunting,
Okay.
So his first time hunting out in 23 years, the longest days he thought is if you're out in public land or on Forest Service and BLM, and it's not posted, and it's not agriculture, you can hunt. Well, we come up above 9 Mile Canyon, and there was no posting, no nothing. My daughter was also there her first year hunting. And I told Dad, 4-point buck, that's a shoot it was. And he says, you sure? No, fine. I said, that's on that side, it's posted. There's nothing posted over there. That's just mountainside and cedar trees. So he hopped out and shot it and jumped the fence onto private land and died. So we thought, let's do the right thing. Let's go down to the cabin. Tell the guy we need to go on this property, shoot, give it a shot. That guy blew up, trespassing fees. Anyway, I ended up charging my dad with $70 the guy who hunt, on his property, or he was in trespassing. So the last time I dad, he was pissed.
Yeah, wow.
I called the game board, told him what happened. He goes, "Oh no, that was a totally legal. He did it 100% legal." So he drove all the way out in a couple hours out in the middle of nowhere to where it is. And he goes, "There's brand new no trespassing sign. No trespassing. Open down this side." And he brought me back pictures. Last day was not there. He goes, "I know the footprints probably weren't either from time in the posting." So he was, I can tell they're very good. So, yeah. Ruined my dad for hunting after 24 years and nothing. Now he lets you about not going hunting with me because I'm getting told. Yeah.
I'm not getting back in the boat, but everybody's like into it.
It's fun though, and the satisfaction of you get from that. It's hard to be on rifle. I didn't do it in the end. My daughter did it.
My, so my 12-year-old daughter. Well, she's going to get married to turn 21. When she turned 12, we put in for good. And we draw out. But that's where we do archery. Why world in Canada? You want to? She never shot a bow. It's like 2 months before the season. So how my mind's working, I'm gonna buy her a tag. We'll go out and hunt and have some fun. She's not gonna shoot anything. And then we can file for extended archery, show her a few more months to practice so she can shoot something out in the field here. You know, so she has some time. That's what I was saying. So she said, yeah, I'll try it. So I get out and buy her a bow, get her all set up, buy her a target, take her out in the backyard. That's all right. Well, you can shoot this group right here for 20 yards, let me know.
5 minutes later.
Oh shit. Yeah, 4 days later, she said, Dad, I'm watching this group for this open day. All right. My mind, I'm thinking, no way. 40 yards. 40 yards. She was down there splitting arrows.
Wow, heck yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go hunting.
You're even hitting a pie plate. You're doing good.
Yeah.
4 days into it.
Here's the crazy part. So I take her down, opening day. I take her down and on private property, on our family's property. And we sat in the trees and I'm trying to hype her up a little bit. So I'll tell you what, as you shoot a 4-point or better, I'll take the 4 children out. Okay. So down the river, we got some nice bucks down there, big nose. And we kind of set a little bait area up where we knew was traveling back and forth. We was going to come back the next night. I said, all right, let's go back to the truck. On the way out, we got up on the canal bank. There's a little pie-shaped area. And big old creek. She pulls back on it, and it was like 20 yards away. She pulls back on it, and I can see her counting her fingers. I would have shot it in the heart. It was huge.
And she held up.
Yeah, it didn't have enough horns. Didn't have 4. It only had 3. But it was huge.
She had enough patience to not. Wow,
Dead
dude.
serious.
Wow. First one, too.
Oh no, he's better. So we got back in the forward, we pulled on the canal bank, and there's these 4 points running back and forth in the swamp right there. So I circled a few times, then got on higher ground upon the canal, and I knew there was going to come right below us. So I set her up, she shot, and shot. It didn't go maybe 34 yards. Wow. 43-yard shot. I was like a little girl jump up there. She likes to tell that story now that way. Yeah, Dad, let's say high five on my first. Anyway, she makes me sound.
Yeah.
That's cute though. I love it.
Yeah, that childlike mentality.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's the only animal that I have that has a full silver gun.
Okay.
It was a 4th gun. It was half the size of that 2 gun. Still on the gun. But it was cool. That was this day by that time.
Heck yeah. You know who Jim Happel is?
Ooh, that sounds familiar, but I
He's
can't
written a
place it.
lot of books. He's a certified biologist nearby.
Okay.
He's actually here in Tucson. But that's him, his grandfather, his son, is like 4 or 5 generations of family already.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean he's like, no, that's all you do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, he's like went to like Greenland to be a keynote speaker lately. Yeah, it's all this different stuff that is just coming up in his life where it's like, you know, and his son, Levi, is taking up the mantle. He's also, you know, went to school, got his, you know, certification, whatever it is, you know, his biology degree, did a biology degree.
Yeah.
He's, you know, he's out doing it. He's tagging deer, you know, all that. So, you know, the same thing, and he looks just like his dad. So it's just a great family.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, Deers of the Southwest. You haven't seen that, but that's probably he's a little more famous for. But yeah, he's the top biologist in the world. So, so that's why you know.
Yeah.
Jim, if you're watching, how you doing, buddy? Like, yeah, you guys talking deer? Somebody mentioned deer,
Right.
Yeah, here they got some call it QEs, the little deer. Correct pronunciation is the cows. I can't go Jim, and I could be wrong. It's been so many years, but because I've heard so many people pronounce it. I mean, these seats get under 100.
Oh wow.
Full grown. Yeah, little itty bitty deer. Well, we got a lot of neat wildlife here too. I mean, we have 5 of the big cats. The ocelot, which I thought ocelot ain't that big. But we have jaguars, jaguar, mountain lion,
Jaguar, how good, yeah.
yeah, we've actually been getting a huge influx of them. I think there's 4 or 5 now that are coming up from Mexico.
Oh wow.
And they created a corridor for them to be able to travel.
Yeah.
But for years we had one of the only known North American jaguars, and that was El Jefe. And he's been gone for a while. So Mexico. Or you know, he just settled down and said, yeah, I'm tired of going back to Arizona.
Yeah.
Was he tagged? I believe he was collared. Yeah, it was a big ordeal when they found him on the trail cam here. But now they've got all sorts of trail cams, so now they're picking up all these other, you know, ones that are coming out from Mexico.
Yeah.
And pretty cool. Love wildlife.
Yeah, I'd like to see one of them.
I've seen a mountain lion once in my life out in the wild. I've seen plenty of tracks, fresh tracks, even wet tracks.
I had animals most of my life. You know, taste of trouble, the ones out of people's cattle on.
All right.
So I sat in the tree underneath them and slapped them on the tail. What the hell? What the hell did I mean?
Oh yeah. I was about 14 when my first encounter with a non-domesticated cat.
Yeah.
And this was on Lake Texas. There was a little store down on Lake called Shritters. And we used to walk there and buy cigarettes for our parents.
Yeah, right.
And but old man Shritter had this son, Bubba. We just called him Bubba Shritter. And he was a trapper. Yeah, we were walking up to the store one day, you know, just typical kids.
Yeah.
And we see Bubba's truck, and there's a cage in back, and you can clearly see there's a cat in there. And as we get closer, it's obvious it's a bobcat. I was like, ooh, that's cool. And then as we came up, the growl that he let out stopped me cold in my tracks.
For such a small animal, it's eerie.
Yeah. I've never in my life expected that.
I'd rather be around cougars than a mountain lion. Cougar mountain lion, yeah, it's been a bobcat. They don't want to be around you. The bobcat, if it's close to you, it's trouble.
I see some a YouTube short or something like that, you know, that this guy was doing some turkey hunting, and you know, he's pretty well camouflaged. He's just sitting there, and this bobcat's coming up behind him. Bobcats knows something's there. He just don't have any idea what it is, and he lets his bobcat nearly get up on top of it before he does anything, and he tends to try to film it and everything else. Like, dude, you're nuts, man. That thing freaks out and decides that it's going to defend itself with its claws right off the bat. You're screwed, dude.
Oh, yeah. Mix it up a little bit if you want me to.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Not a problem. I start going and, you know, that stuff kind of melts together for me. You said you were down for a month, about?
Oh, I'm probably going to be here all summer long, or, well, however long it takes to build that data center.
Oh, okay.
So, first time I've been on one of them projects, so at least a month. I'm going home in a month. My daughter's getting married.
Okay. Okay. They're just excavating right now.
Yeah, already starting.
They can get it all prepped.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of pushback about that thing being in the desert.
They're building one of them, trying to where I'm from also, and I felt a lot. And I understand both sides. So what are they doing for water down here, though?
It's out of aquifer. Straight out. I mean, they're tapping into our water supply.
Now that I understand the pushback, 100%.
You know, we're already struggling with. We have a bingo date. You know that our aquifer will no longer sustain its population in this area, and it's almost like they're trying to push for it. And it's not that far off. I think it's less than 100 years.
I went down there this morning to see what was out where I had to work. Our was first doing that go.
Okay.
And I looked around at the, I don't know, I guess it's a community or, you know, area, farms, everything else around there. And there's no canals, there's no river system, so everything's got to be pumped out of the well here. I didn't see where they get the water at. That was my question, is where is the water? Because back home, it's all production water off wells, gas wells, oil wells. So, I guess one bit, we got to dispose of that anyway. So, but there's still a lot of pushback there. I was like, why are they complaining when it's not even our fresh water here?
I think some of the thing was that they were going to try to use some of the reclaimed water that we have. It's still, I mean, I forget how many ridiculous gallons that they're like using on a daily basis. It's like 50,000 gallons a day or something like that. And it's just like, really? I could be wrong on the times. What's that? It probably, I mean, it probably is, and they just, you know, paid the right people off to just the numbers.
Yep.
It's Bezos. He's got the money to pay people.
You can call me crazy here, but I think it's all fine. Number one,
they want the data center for reasons we probably don't know.
Well, absolutely.
Now I'm gonna sound like a conspiracy.
Well, no,
That's Bezos, between Bezos and oh my god, his name. He owns half the damn food in the nation right now.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Bill Gates. Yeah. That guy with all the fake food he's starting to bring out.
Well, he thinks he's God.
Printing fake food. Well, yeah, he's already admitted that since we won't allow him to vaccinate us, he'll just put it in pig meat and chicken meat and vaccinate us that way. And they've already been doing it for years.
Oh, it does surprise me one bit.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a basically lab piece of chicken next to a real piece of chicken? Real chicken is pink. Real chicken is pink. You go,
Yeah.
no butcher chicken, everybody, it is pink. Most of the stuff you buy in Walmart anywhere now is white. Yeah. So I'll leave you questioning what you're eating. Ants, I shoot wild game, that's what I eat.
They're listening to us sitting over the whirly bird.
So let's get out of that rabbit hole.
Yeah. No, it's true though. I mean, they've been planning this since the '90s, early '90s.
Oh, but how I get on with that is I think is part of why they're taking the water. They take the water, the person who goes again. Because now people are going to want the water first for their housing.
Oh, absolutely.
It's backwards thinking, a lot of it is, you know, without the agriculture, what do you think you're eating? Where's it come from? You know,
No, they want control of it though. Yeah, that's what they want. They want control of it because if they control it, well, one, they control the wealth, and they control what people can do.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, well, shut you up.
I've seen when I was up north in Arizona looking at it, building RV parks and drilling wells. It appears there's still no laws here on who owns the water. Basically, who has the biggest well wins.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I might be wrong on that, but that's the way I took it on my limited research.
I've been on a co-op well. I mean, when I had some property and horses, and you know, there's only one other property out of the 4 properties that was a co-op on this well, and yeah, and we all had to pay into it. We all had to take care of it. The maintenance.
But basically, if you had another neighbor move in down the roadways, drill a bigger well and right here's up, there's nothing to do about it.
Interesting.
That's the way I took it anyway when I was looking into it.
And you might be right. I mean, well, I mean, you think about some of the oil companies, right? That how did they learn to drill sideways? And why did they want to drill sideways? Well, I mean, that's that way they didn't have to go onto other people's lands.
We've got it now where we go down 2 miles and just almost turn on 90 and go sideways 2 miles.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
That technology is unreal. I've got a buddy up there on the geothermal in Nevada. It's out of Utah right now.
Okay.
That's a pretty cool project.
Geothermal.
Yeah, they'll drill down into, it's basically solid down to a hot zone. Where it's so hot down there, it just
Geysers it up.
Yep. Well, when it comes up, and they're pumping it back down, so they do 2 wells. Okay, they pump one up, it goes into a power plant, generates the power, cools it off, goes to another section, then pump it back down, and just circulates. But the section they're into, way down there, however deep it is, it crazy how hot gets that water when it goes back down.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Generating power. So,
Yeah.
a lot of Arizona, Southern California, It's all really powered by the one in northern Nevada and the one in southern Utah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
You know, he was driving a truck for some of the oil companies in southern Oklahoma, Texas, stuff like that. But I know it was some chemical that he was doing where, I mean, he's like, yeah, if this stuff comes out, he's like, you're dead before you even smell it. And they had to hook up all sorts of stuff, check things before they could move, and just all sorts of different stuff. And I don't remember what it was, but it had to do with the fracking.
it's,
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what I'm talking about, it'll hit me in a second. It's basically hydrogen.
Okay.
Very, very, very concentrated hydrogen. So people can haul with hydrogen in their house now because it's not stable, which it should be hazardous because you spill it, you can.
I mean, it's going to wipe out people.
Yeah. So because of how concentrated it is, I think it's the opposite of what it does.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. Yeah, carbon monoxide.
Yeah, and then well, there's acids too.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I was just like, wow, man, just don't even realize how much danger you put in. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, some of it you're right.
I mean, but he was, I mean, he making, 6 digits a year, over 6 digits a year doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
It just, I was like, wow, maybe I'm in the wrong profession.
Now, oil field money used to mean something. It's not anymore. Unless you're in the damn producer. Maybe 20 years ago, somebody said they had a oil field job, they were some serious money. Now there's a lot of professions out there that make a lot better.
When I was a kid, my dad did some roughnecking, and I remember going to the rigs, the derrick, all that as a kid, watching the separation divide, just
Yeah.
The guys pulling pipe and everything else, the chain they slap around it and everything else.
Yeah.
Met a guy whose arm was all jacked up from it, and he was still out there doing it.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, wow, what happened? The chain grabbed my arm, wrapped it around it. Like, I'll never use it again. It's just like, but you're still out here.
Yeah. I've seen people miss the digits. That's still in their glove, So, moving drill rigs, that cable on the back of the tail rope, lifts the levels out.
Don't put your hands up there and that cable will walk over and just take the whole
Take it
thing.
right off. Yeah.
An immediate reaction is, when you hurt your hand, you shake it. So the glove flies off, and the finger flies off out. Or two.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you want to go diving for it?
Yeah. That's how we know we lost it.
It's funny, one of my uncles who would have thought, had lost his stuff on digits on the dirt. Actually lost it on it's 3 fingers, and they wired them back on everything else from a skill saw. Yeah, he decided, him and my dad were working together. It was after the oil boom, so they got into the housing boom in the 80s in Oklahoma. But my uncle took the wired back the guard, just cut studs or whatever, set it right down, climbed right up his pant, right up his leg, topped him off. My dad said, yeah, all he did was, Dick, I need to go to the hospital. Reached down, picked up his fingers, wrapped them up, and they went. And my uncle never went into shock, nothing.
Oh, wow.
It was just like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I cut my fingers off. Okay, gotta go do it. I remember seeing them afterwards.
And they sewed them back on?
Yeah, they set them all back on. He had relatively no use of them, but they were still there. Remember the wires coming out of the ends and everything.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen some declubbings, actually. You pull hands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My little brother, now he must have been 17 years old. They're loading shotgun shells, and they loaded some really, really heavy, just being dumb kids. And I put the shotgun out, pretty much blew most of his arm off from up here all the way down. They rebuilt his whole arm, good enough that he was able to join the Navy, go to the Navy. It worked that well.
Wow.
And he did 4 surgeries before they found lodged up in his arm up in here a chunk of the gun that was like 4 inches long. It was big enough to have a serial number and all that part of the gun on it that lodged up in his arm when it blew up.
Wow.
How in the hell did you do like the 4 surgery and then find out?
I mean, yeah, because you're doing x-rays.
Well, yeah, but they was working down here, so it wasn't the intention to. They just sewed it up in there.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty insane, there.
But yeah, to see him be able to go to the Navy and get that much movement back.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I can actually see it. I can see the aftermath of it.
That's 5 years ago. He was National Guard here supporting the Border Patrol back during the Obama administration. And when he was doing stuff here. And I think that's back when the militias were doing all the stuff on the border that he had, these guys down there. And all they were doing was repairing like the Kawasaki mules and everything else. That was the extent of the National Guard's support. But within that, he was testing them out. He fix an engine, go test it out. Get kind of romp on it, and man, he was a rather big guy like yourself.
Yeah.
And he started tipping over on his side, put his hand out,
Caged got it.
degloved his whole hand. He sent me pictures within like 15 minutes of it being done. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. He's like, I'm on my way to the hospital. He's like, I'm not going to make the appointment. I was like, oh, I appreciate you giving me a heads up. I mean, even if you wouldn't have, and I would have felt you stood me up, I would have understood, man. Pretty good guy. I mean, just they didn't send him home. They kept him here. And because we have one of the better VAs here, VA hospitals in the United States here, and just the medical treatment here was so far superior than what he would got at home. So they kept him here, and I mean they did all his surgeries here, and I'm just like, wow. They repaired his hands as much as he could, and
Yeah.
he got medically discharged. We're going to take 5 real quick. Get up, stretch around, and we're getting there. We're probably about 1/3. 1/3 there. Mainly the back is where you want to look. Getting the shape and the design in there. Yeah.
Wow, almost done already.
Yeah. It's gonna be here late. So I ain't gonna get it back later. All right.
social media completely.
Yeah, like was 15 years ago. Yeah, it's and then I started again about a month ago, and when this patch on, I quit again.
Mm. Mm.
It's amazing. The reason why is it's amazing how back you get. Dependent, I guess.
You know, it's and that's really the truth of it. It's real easy to get addicted to just about anything nowadays.
I've never had an addictive personality. Like, without getting into detail, I've done it all. And real bad for a while on some stuff. And when I decided to quit, I just quit. That was years and years ago.
That's the way I've always been. It's just I smoked, I bit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I can't brag about quitting smoking because when I quit, I went straight to chewing.
so you can't call dip in Arizona. They call it chew here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not chew, man. Chew's like, what is that? Red man.
Yeah.
So Levi Garrett.
Yeah. So we was trapping beaver, me and my uncle. And I would walk through snow. And so I had 250-pound beaver I was packing. I got
Sorry, I'm on somewhere else, man.
Yeah, 50 pounds beaver. Let's go ahead and get that into. Anyway,
Sorry, guy moment.
no, yeah, I kept walking the canal and he kept pulling the truck a little further forward, so I kept have to walk down one bend and one bend to get to him. Finally got the truck and I was hacking and gagging. He quit smoking before that, so he likes smoking from me. Here, smoking on and make you feel better. And I threw him out the window and just was chewing.
Oh, okay.
Quit and chewing. Holy shit, that was what I kept making it business. My own shops and that company over for that.
See, back in the day, I did special operations response teams, so I did a lot of riot containment. And some of the facilities through the U.S. that we would enter were smokers. And you're there for about a day and a half, 2 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it just in with no nicotine. You get your adrenaline rush, and boom, you're done. You have when it's like that, you have to have something to balance you out. And nicotine work.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I got into dipping back then, just couldn't spit. So I think too, we were all of us. It wasn't just me; it was everybody else too. Wintergreen, Skull Wintergreen Volunteer.
Yep.
That was my thing.
Same here. Then I went to pouches because my wife hated it in my teeth. And then come to realize that won't help anyway. To valve breath over it.
Yeah. The guy that tattooing right now, he's a leader, law enforcement. And he does these impacts. And it's just like, and I recently seen more and more people use them, and I guess they're not made to swallow, as far as made to spit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what?
I think my boy does something like that now. What he was. He was trying to get valve breath over that too.
Yeah, I'm not interested in nicotine anymore. I like my green. I'm no bones about that.
I have no problem with that.
You know, it keeps me calm, helps with some of the aches and pains I have.
Yeah.
And
100%. I'm not going to drink, I drink, so worst thing anybody can ever do over that is nothing. My dad, when I was
hey, you're not an excessive drinker, though, I can tell.
no, I don't know.
You know how I know?
You know?
Your liver ain't filling up your body cavity.
Yeah.
People that well, I'd say our age, but I'm not that much older. You can tell those who have been drinking for a while, even in their late 30s now.
Yeah.
Been drinking since that 12 pack a day.
Yeah.
So
A year ago, January, I was 60 pounds heavier. I was 316 pounds.
okay,
And that was miserable. I was playing with my grandkids on the front floor. I couldn't get up. Oh, I was about 5 years old. He was kicking my ass. I was like, nope, it's time to do something.
so work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just recently started getting back into doing body weight exercises on a daily. Like this is about my 6th day in a row that I've actually, just been consistent with it.
I got into fifth a couple
Okay.
months back, and I love it. Energy, focus, everything. I feel night and day different better.
Huh.
That's the guy at a Phoenix here that actually I found buying them.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I can write workout programs, the whole 9 yards, whether it's conjugate, whether it's maximum efficiency dynamic. No, dude, I even have the weights.
Yeah,
But that ain't true anymore. I don't have all the weights I used to. They got sold for scraps, so somebody can do things.
yeah. You got one for you to look into. It's a Reddit true tech.
Okay.
It'll give you focus, give you energy, it burns this like way fast,
Okay.
and gives you helps you with muscle.
Yeah.
Like it's just all around.
And which one is it called?
Reddit true tech.
Reddit True Type?
Yeah, so just look up Reddit.
Okay, Reddit.
Yeah.
REDDA?
Or I think it's T.
Okay.
But yeah, I lost some stuff in it a couple months ago. I took a shot and went in my lower back. My lower back's been broke. It's been broke. I don't know how. I have no idea. I just see the x-rays where I would believe it. And I still told him that's not me. The doctor showed me. And
Some short Asian guys.
yeah. No,
Doc, you really think that's me?
yeah. I was driving down the road. This is 15, 16 years ago now, something like that. I get a light hit, but I was to pass out. So I ended up going to the hospital to get a bunch of heart monitors and a bunch of stuff done and just trying to figure out what it was. While I was doing it, took x-rays. And he calls me in, he was moving for pain. It's not, you heard it. Your whole spine, you get bones first sticking in all your nerves all the way down. You go, when'd you make your neck? I didn't think. It's right here. You both connect. You got two fused together, two vertebrae.
Wow.
That's not me. He goes, how about your lower back? I was like, I'll put my damn back. And he points it out. Right there, you go with that. And sure as shit, you see cracks and they're fused together.
Wow,
And,
man.
So he just told us, we're doing for pain. I'm not doing shit. I don't hurt. He just told me, I don't know what you're doing. And I said, damn it, doc, I don't hurt. I'm not doing shit.
Doc's like, I gotta know that secret.
Yeah. He was, I've got a grown ass man. He says, I give 60, 80, 120 oxy a month to deal with pain, and they're not as bad as you. So I got pissed off. I got up and I walked down. I said, well, if that's true, someday I'm going to need it. So I sure as hell don't want it now.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting to the point where the lower back hurt. But that pet guy has been giving me it's on him, and it's AR 1890. I take a little shot out of a syringe in my back, and makes pain go away.
Wow.
Well, not totally, but very, very, very noticeable. Fun. But it also helps build your muscle and your nerves and everything back to stand.
Okay. Okay.
So naturally, on a more natural level.
Let's see. I used to power lift, so I used to keep it.
Yep.
You know, and okay, yeah. And so that's why it's like, yeah, but and I put it that way, and I kind of had a feeling you'd understand what I was saying. So yeah, I'm looking for stuff like that. You know, that's not going to shut down my T levels. I want my natural T levels. I don't.
That's one more I'm taking.
Okay.
And it is. And that one's badass. Because I started out on another Dr. Gary Freck. I started this program for almost a year. And it was expensive, so expensive. And he's very, very well known. Anyway, he's got a lab here in Phoenix, 10 inch.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm unplugged from the world.
okay. Well, I like natural shit.
Okay. Yeah. Same here, man. Same here.
Yeah.
I only take a baby aspirin because I have to.
Yeah. So look at that. Seriously.
Okay. Will do.
And he's on Instagram. He's top on peptide diabetes. Anyway, real extravagant. Yeah. When I first started watching, like, oh man, this guy's crazy. Oh. But then you talk to him, he's real knowledgeable. He knows his shit. So, and for 25 years or so, all he's done is help coach people.
Okay.
So, yeah, very knowledgeable on what he does. Anyway, the guys already come up on behind you. Got a little bit of help with that peptide shit, but just stuff that we're not making anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy. 1 month I've been on this stuff. 4 of them for 1 month. And that's I do one podcast. And it's up my level a lot. I can feel it.
Well, now you see my PCP. I was supposed to see this past Thursday. My broke down on the way to see her. But you know, and these were some of the things that I wanted to talk to her about because let's get some blood work done and all that. Yeah, I used to do that when I was here, making sure my liver was doing okay, you know, my kidneys were doing okay, but you know, and that's just it. Is okay. Well, I know I'm getting older. You know, there's supplements that I can use. I don't necessarily want to go on TRT, and
It's a bandit.
you know, and that's it. And at some point, I know what happens when I come off it,
Yes.
and I don't want to go through that.
His emotions were so. He was taking a shot for 6 months.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
he just.
Yeah, I cycled. I would do 12 weeks on, 12 weeks off, 12 weeks on, 12 weeks off.
Yeah, he couldn't handle the low, and the doctor was so expensive.
Oh, yeah,
that can get more. Yeah, so but
Wow. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I've dealt with a lot of suicide in my life.
same here. So that's on my Facebook. Probably a quarter of my hair no more over stupid kid. So, but anyway, all that stuff he has is. I feel good. There's no major high, there's no major low, there's no, it's been really mellow game. My granddad, at 70 years old, had 7,800 on her testosterone.
What?
Now doctors try to tell us that our normal is 300. Bullshit.
Yeah, no, that's because they cut the red meat, everything else out
Yeah.
of our diets, the fat, everything else that actually our bodies use to produce tests.
Yeah, go back to the 50s, go back to the 50s and 60s and study what the overman testosterone was back then. It'll blow you away. But they was in good shape.
Yeah.
You didn't see obesity like you do now.
Yeah. This Tuesday will be my brother passed from fentanyl. Oh, my legs to get it. One of my best friends, he committed suicide in 2010 and he was just, he was known as the Iron Addict in the training world. He was a strength and conditioning coach. And great guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he would be hanging out with us right now if he was still here. You know, and totally into the convo, just like, well, yeah, you know, yeah, he knew everybody, and he did. He hooked me up with a lot of people that knew with like Dave Tate, Elite Fitness Training Systems. Dave Tate was Simmons, he's number one proteges. Louis Simmons was the grandfather of powerlifting.
Yeah.
You know, at least here in the U.S. I mean, yes. And even in his old age, I mean, he's still lifting, you know, up to the week he died, you know.
Yep.
But love Louis. I've had many of his manuals. I'm still. Oh yeah, Jay. Yeah. Yeah, he's a short old guy.
Oh yeah.
But you know, it's generally those shorter guys that it makes it easier for them to build and pack on muscle, unless you're Ronnie O.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Ronnie O just look at weights and he'd grow muscle.
Yep. Coleman the same way.
Yeah. You know, and it just in genetics, people don't realize how important genetics are. They had just alien freakazoid genetics, and it set all the gear aside. You know, all the chemical muscle enhancements that they used. Still, if they didn't have the genetics for it, it wouldn't have happened.
Yep.
It's just simple. Gotta have the genetics. I mean, even Arnold Schwarzenegger, his prime, the freakish genetics he had.
That's crazy. But the mind, a lot of his mindset. A lot of his mindset and determination. That guy knew what he wanted and he hit button enough to get one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just like any athlete, you know, it's just that consistency and getting in there and doing it, and it's all about consistency. And, you know, he did it consistent enough that it took him to the top.
Yep.
I mean, took him years to learn how to act, but that's still questionable.
I'm trying to remember his name. He passed away now, but we used to, when I was a kid, my dad was a tractor mechanic. So I was go up on the river and work on this. He's a professional bodybuilder. He took the world champion like several years in a row. I'm drawing like was doing that.
I haven't followed that in years. I think the last people I was really looking at was like Kai Green.
This guy was about 75 years old now.
Okay.
So he was old school.
Wow.
I was online with supplements, everything. Ended up with it, but he really feel good. But we'd go work on a baler or swather of his. I remember as a kid, and he just catch me staring at him, just his arms are the size of my dad's waist. Yeah. But just big old teddy bear. But the way he always got it. First impression was spooky.
Oh yeah.
And then you start talking and yeah, that's easy. So anyway, I'm really interested to go.
Dude, I tell you, I have a hard time remembering famous people's names anymore. But honestly, I attribute that to really being unplugged. I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube, but I'm not into watching what's on TV nowadays.
I will remember the face I can meet you one time and I won't see you for 20 years longer. But a name?
Yeah.
You tell me your name 10 times and I'll ask you again. But I've always felt like that. I go back, photograph, remember, I go back to places I was at 30 years ago and drive right through it and it's 1,000 miles away.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
No, but I'll be down the bike forever and
I used to be very good at memorizing information. Not so much. Numbers, I was really good at numbers. But Yeah, now 55, and watching my mom's cognitive decline. And I know it's in me.
Yeah.
It's there.
That's my dad. It's happening pretty slowly, but he's still in pretty good shape. Mine is still scary to watch it go.
You know, and it's just same person I've known my whole life. You know, looking at her, just like I was leaving. I was working on my holiday this morning, and he kind of comes out on the back porch. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just looking into my Harley to see what's wrong with it." Like, "Oh, okay." A few minutes later, I walk through the house. "Hey, what you doing?"
Yeah.
It just, you know, it's one of those things. And it's innocent stuff. Some of it, you know, I try not to let my frustration come out.
Yeah.
At all about it. And I'm unfortunately I could get that at the same time. You know, I feel bad.
Is that a soft corner Instagram?
Was it?
Is that a soft corner Instagram you're working on?
No, I have a sporty.
Okay.
My BP XLH 1200. And, yeah, it's not so nice right now. I'm pulling the guns off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got new guns on the way.
I might be more now I'm down how I can ride it.
Dude, it's near year round here. Yeah. Monsoon season, it's questionable, but you know, I've lived where all I've had was a bike. You know, so
Yeah.
I don't mind riding in the rain if I have to. I got a helmet and keeps the needles off my face.
Right.
You know, gets that down, pull over and let the streets unflood a bit.
Yep.
Remind me, I gotta get that front fender on. Before that, I've had it running here, and well, I got it now. It's not. Pistons. I was having a intake leak, and that's what I thought it was. The bike always ran hot on the front cylinder, and I just okay, you know, it's intake leak, and you know, verified. You know, I was having some intake leaks. As soon as I fixed it, it was like, all right, you know, I rode it around a bit. I mean, ran perfect. And then maybe about 8 miles out, and it wasn't going to go anywhere. And I thought, okay, well, intake leak. So, you know, I'm doing what I can to, you know, I let it cool down, you know, let everything cool down, and get it a couple of miles back towards home. And finally, and this guy, not even 2 minutes later, maybe even that, maybe 30 seconds, he's driving by. You know, he's looking at me, he gives me a thumbs up. I'm like this, I'm dead in the water. So he's got this low flatbed trailer, small one with some cement in it off to the side. Perfect. My bike just rolls right up in the back, and he works right by my home. So it worked out perfect. He gave me a ride home, and that's where it sat until last night when I started disassembling everything. I thought, okay, well, let's get the, you know, let's check the seals, make sure I broke it all down, took the manifold off, cleaned everything again, you know, just started reassembling. And someone told me, check the compression.
Yeah.
I did rear cylinder, nothing. I'm like, what? You know, I put my finger over getting some pressure off of it. I'm like, no way. Put the pressure tester on there, nothing. Put it on the front, it's only 100. You know, it should be at least 120.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, what's going on here? So I thought, well, maybe it's just the bounce. You know, maybe it's head work. You know, my mind's going, oh, I gotta take to the machine shop. You know, whatever it's happening. Pull that off, and as soon as I see the rear cylinder piston itself, yeah, I'll show you pictures before you leave. I'm just like, okay, it was going to happen anyways. And then I pulled the front cylinder off, and the cylinder sleeve itself right at the bottom, cracked. Going out. I'm like, all right, well, I got to replace both of these. I got them on the way. They'll be here by the end of the week. But so I'm down with it right now. Yeah.
But I sold my fat boy 2 years ago. So I got tired of it. Well, I traded it for a month. Not a month later. But it's just, it's that bike. You build your bike and then you just don't have the extra dollars or whatever. I keep looking at more. It's just not my bike. And I sold it to a guy because I never wanted to see it again. Type deal. I didn't want to see it in the same town. I didn't want to see it again if I was going to sell it. So when he called me up and showed me the truck he had, for $740.
Oh,
That was pretty nice truck.
all right. Still on points and all that, man.
Yeah, still wasn't my bike.
No, so I had a 2010 Fat Boy low, so I get it.
Yeah. That's what this one is, a 14 low.
Oh, yeah.
All blacked out.
1460, man. I think it. Or no, it's 1640, right? I think that's what the engine is.
Yeah.
It was 1640.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It was fun.
Yeah, my Sporty ain't that bike, but I got that thing for $1,500. Stripped it down to the frame and rebuilt it. We did the wiring how I wanted it, all of it. And I should have took the hands off at least to look down on that.
Yeah.
And I think that probably would have saved me. But I really think that the engine had been run hard in its life. And, now I get the chance to, at least get a semi-new engine.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can place the top end yet. There's some nicks up in there, but are they catastrophic?
Yeah.
Is it going to break the head gasket? Is it is it going to get through the valves? I don't think so. If that's the case, no, I'll still use it.
I got 100 grand purchase for it. It was my brother. I was telling you off himself. It was his. So I came back down to Arizona and I bought it. And it's a small one after he passed. Went back in the garage and that's what it's been.
I had a 74 FX. And good friend, he was from Scotland. He'd killed himself and he bought a Super G. And I was running on that and he was happy. And it was in a storage unit that she let go. I'm just like, oh, my frame, that 6-inch gooseneck frame, that was my first Harley that I'd ever had, and I was building it. Well, it's still basket case.
I damn near came down here last summer. There's a guy in Phoenix that had a photorealistic marble come out and up the bike.
Oh,
To the T. I wish I would have got that one. It was probably one of the first because of that bike I've seen.
the original one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Tell Ulrich and Don.
Yep.
Whatever his name was. From Miami Vice.
Yep.
Don Johnson.
Yep, Don Johnson. Well, man, that'd be a tailbone busting bike if there's no suspension on it.
It's not a soft one or a soft tail, so I thought that one was a soft tail in there.
It is.
Talking man about a soft boy, that's a little person.
Soft boy.
Oh, yeah. No, my mom was on a fat boy. That don't sound any better.
So to my understanding, the build on it, when they dropped it, stretched it,
Uh-huh.
they took a lot of suspension out.
Okay.
And that's on the original bike too.
Oh shit, a little better. There we go. Just your chin and your face.
Just the old grays.
These guys are earned, man.
Uh-huh.
If you're going to use like that too, it's a shot.
You're trying to reach you about your car insurance.
No, unfortunately, we don't. So have a good night.
Well, it sounded like you ruined his life.
I think we did that until. Yeah, I can call him back and sell him some of this sample stuff that I got. $50.
Hey, man, you know,
You know what? For $50,
I'll give him two meals. Back in the day, it was that, man. It just helped set up some of the retail businesses that were selling supplies back then. And well, granted, they were the company I was working for. I won't name it. Yeah, they had a. He had already started it. It wasn't like I started it, but I kind of took over. Did my thing with it. But within that, you know, yeah, I mean, mine was for 25 cents, so $10. And people bought them. I think it was like $10 for 5, and we were getting for like less than 20 cents a deal.
Our personal space from a piece of wire, toothbrush, walking mower. And that was no set. This one here's 3.
Really?
This is 3 cover-ups. So I sat down the last time the season was done, which is the big cover-up. I sat down in Benton, Texas. That guy, well, he smoked one on, he low tires, he was smoking on something else. He said if I 7 hours worked on it, but the detail he put in every feather it was awesome. Then I go back to Roosevelt, Utah. I said, just needs a little bit of shading. So I figured, you know, I'll be there 45 minutes to an hour on what she had to do. About 10 minutes, she was again done. Most in the mirror, she wiped up every drop of detail. She shaded every bit of the day. So this person I met with that piece of stuff. Well, 25 years ago.
Wow! That's an honor, man.
This one right here at the wall. The other stuff, the adding on to it, would have been an afterthought. This one right here.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, when it's something you want, you know, it just for a long time, you know, it just when it's time, it's time.
Well, see, we scroll back like 14 years to get to
Well, I thought it was more about 20, but it could have been.
I just haven't been out on that ring kind of figure on. And most of them were out.
Yeah, fingers don't hold very well. I just did a thumb earlier. That, yeah, poor lady. Her son's girlfriend, I think is what she said, and bought a machine on Amazon. Well, she called it a gun. It's less a crime to call one's mother a whore than it is to call the sacred instrument of tattooing a gun. It is a machine. Two guns are what they make it is.
Oh, that is.
But outside of that,
It was my mom's basement.
she had it wrapping all the way around, or she had done it wrapping all the way around, but nothing was held underneath because it's got skin under it. And had to explain to them, you know, just let you know, it doesn't hold down there. Yeah.
Yeah. You get stuff here. More of this stuff in next. Because I'm gonna go back and even stuff out. Is that too high? No. We're working on the back. We sat up before, you know, kind of at the top. I could just. There you go. There we go. Come on, sit up. Sit up. Let's see on the Christian side, and just on the other side of the kitchen. So, all right, okay. Yeah.
The guy Dave Williams, he's telling you about from Scotland.
Yeah.
I watched him freehand Celtic work. Yeah. Freehanded on this guy's shin and worked in this custom piece. Mind you, he drew on with a pen.
Yeah.
I mean, just a perfect knot work. And I'm just like, yeah, he was one of the, also one of the extras in Braveheart.
Okay.
He was during that whole film and stuff.
Yeah.
He had pictures of him, like Mel Gibson and stuff. And he's like, yeah, we were part of that full Monty thing. I'm just like, oh man. That day was crazy.
As a first as the first one. His white, well, not entirely true. His white was,
And I hit him a week later. And then the few months after that, the Tucson was, so nobody wanted to work with him. Because everybody in my shop they committed suicide.
oh man.
It's like, well, I'm like,
I feel that way.
but the Pearson, her father was a former Tucson police officer who, with his service shotgun, and so it just, I think there's generational things too, you know, and I don't think she ever got on the same floor or anything like that. And, you know, just, yeah, you know, she was like a little sister.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, 3 people in 1 year. That was just 2001.
Right.
Yeah, it was, it was a rough year that year. The previous year had lost a little Vietnam vet friend to cancer. On Easter morning. Remember because it was snowing.
Yeah.
It was snowing that day.
Down here?
Yeah, yeah. Was headed to a sunrise service at like 4 a.m. on the bike, freezing my ass off. Show up and nobody's there. They're like, "Oh, we canceled it." It's like, thanks for letting me out. Thanks for letting me know.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, I'm die hard, guys. Man, we got a few people watching. 1 second here. Let's see here. Let's do it. This. Got that text laser. Came into work for Lindsay, and I usually get some hard work together, but we'll see. I'll wait till 1. I might be able to get his stuff. He's working on a sleeve. I got a couple sleeves, people.
Yeah. Another sleeve I'm working on here.
Got a lot down here, so hopefully this level lasts well down here.
Yeah, Tucson girls love you.
I just like Arizona. That's all the news since I'm not down in my dad.
Okay.
So we got maybe good old buddy on senior year in high school. Talk about rugby. From here to the reservation.
Ooh.
Yeah, he met my mom, that's why he stayed.
Okay.
By his entire life, that's all he can say is talk about Arizona.
Utah's kind of like Arizona, ain't it?
No,
No?
no.
It's probably kind of like a sister state or something like that.
Utah's pretty. There's a lot of really good people that all. There's good people that are really good.
And there's bad people too.
Yeah.
You look for. That's what I say also.
Yeah.
You know, it don't matter what, you know, social class or structure, there's good people in there.
You look for it, you're gonna find it. So I don't know, coming from where I come from, it's just nice to look somewhere. What do you do? be is what you look for. If not, usually somebody else shows up. And then,
Not knowing what you're gonna make, you know.
Yeah.
You know, every week, you know, a lot of people don't know how to live without that steady paycheck.
yeah,
That's a hard deal for most people.
a lot. This first like that check for somebody else in 20 years.
Wow. All right.
It's different. A lot of ways, it's much nicer. You know, at least I know I'm going to get my money and take it home rather than have to buy tires for a truck or fuel or snow right now. That's why I said about the new generation of truckers. They can't just say, hey, boss, I'm going to be coming up. They got to,
You got to break the truck so you
Yep.
can drive.
yeah, they got to have that excuse so they feel better about it. So then all of a sudden, not only do I got to work the weekend, you can put that together, possibly the profits only made anyway, just take that one day up. It's a lovely relationship.
Dude, it's a marriage.
Yeah,
It's a marriage.
and I was struggling.
Okay. All right.
Mostly 379, but I had some 3900 also. But, and I do carefully work trucks. If I leased one, it was usually some of the 8 liter up, you know, just to get by it down. So, but that's cheap. But yeah, in order to keep on those, it's expensive.
This industry is very similar. In the and it depends on who you work with, who you work for. I feel here, since mutual is one of his mutuals. When he appears in friendship, we'd say that we have a line.
Okay.
Great guy, great violence. Because there's no God. He's like our age.
Okay.
You know, right in between.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's just no BS. There's at the shops I've worked at in my life, so much drama.
Yeah.
So much drama out there. And it's just, you know, back when the shows came out, all the tattoo shows. You watch that? I'm like, why? I got my own drama here. I don't need them. I need them.
Yeah. That's my son. The one that's sitting down here. He and Bob. They're usually not a tattoo shop. I don't know about his friendship. A couple years ago, he was there. Anyway, he had about 6 months, bouncing back, put the shops back home. There's just so much drama. He ended up in shit cold storage shed.
No, it's really, yeah, people, you know, if you don't have the right environment, you have people that are chicken hawk, you know, your clients away from you, and it's pretty difficult to put food on the table, and they don't care.
Yeah.
Um, I get it. Some shop owners, you know, they realize there's people that are relationship builders and there's those that are money makers, and you know, unfortunately, in this industry, there's people that have relied on us only because BS really well. And I don't know if you have, it's just like, I missed it. Just like, yeah, you just taking people's money. You know, and just like, you know, and it's realize, you know, you're either tarnishing your brand or polishing it.
Yep.
You know, chase after that and strictly after the money for the sake of having the money, it's going to bite you in the ass.
Yes. That was happening. Paying attention to that, telling I want to move to make it easy to believe.
But yeah, no, I see little tidbits and I'm like, okay, well, let's smooth this out as I'm moving along, realizing once I get the majority of this all done, we'll take another break. I'll come back and I'll go back over it and everything.
Yeah.
Just to even it out, get everything nice and finalized and be good. You're out in the back country a bit. You ever see any strange things out there?
You see the movie Skinwalker Ranch?
Oh yeah.
I was raised right across the fence.
Okay.
The
Wow.
hound, I was on that place as a kid. I chased cows on that place. It's a movie.
Okay. I did it.
Oh, Hollywood is that? Yeah. Now, does some shit happen there in the past? Yeah. Yeah. There was a sheriff that got hired off the sheriff's department. It was down there down the road. And, I think it was a knob, but he think it was a knob. But, he actually watched his cow dog go here disappear one night on video. And then the cows, they say it was surgical precision, took the organs out of them, out of little holes. He said that really happened. Personally, I never seen it yet. I did have my hounds out one night in a different area down the river, 10 miles.
Mhm.
So, and me and a couple of buddies were down there, and dogs were trained. You could tell when they're trained by the bark.
Oh yeah, yeah. They changed their whole.
Oh yeah, so like, oh yeah, we got something. We got, I know where it was at, but man, you got 6 foot flat. There's no trees out there. So we went to get our dogs, and they were barking at the tree that's not there. That's all we've seen, but it was enough to scare the shit out of us.
Creepy shit.
I didn't see no lights, I didn't see no eyes, I didn't see nothing, but just the way my dogs were acting, yeah. They was barking straight at the sky, and there was nothing but a brush that tall. That was it.
Wow. So, yeah. This is the thing that for me, right? When it says extraterrestrial, whatever happened to interdimensional?
Yep.
You know, it just and that fits biblical accounts. That fits every religion that's out there can attest to these different beings that just appear out of nowhere. Well, for that to happen, you'd have to be in a different dimension. That, yeah. It just
Well, explain petroglyphs. We go back to the 1800s, travel Indian petroglyphs.
yeah.
They've got drawings of extraterrestrials or whatever in them.
Wow.
Other dudes. And that's, 1800s.
Yeah.
Or earlier.
Yeah, some of it even earlier than that.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, I've had seen that Skinwalker Ranch a couple episodes of that before in the past, and it's just like, all right, and a lot of questions. It just
So I'll put it this way. The people they interviewed are from there. I think there's a lot of truth in that. But the stuff they go out there and just try to make a movie out of, and well, hell, there's a damn drill rig on top of the hill right now when they're saying there's a little portable that actually drilled a well right there.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, my buddy owns that UFO campground.
Okay.
Yeah, he's loving it.
Well, all I gotta say is, there's an executive, either a board of executive producers or an executive producer who's put money into this with an expected return of investment.
Oh yeah, he's getting it.
Well, he's got to make sure he's going to get it. He's going to make sure that show is stuff on it that is going to attract people.
Yep. That's my buddy's Stacy Scott, man. They just, I would leave one day, him and his wife, let's go campground. Yep, we'll campground. And it's been awesome for them.
Yeah.
They people all over the world want to stay there and take little riding side by side out there and look over the Skinwalker Ranch and try to find an Indian.
It's kind of like Roswell, huh?
Yep. Yeah. Just whatever, good for you. Make that money.
That's awesome.
That's what you don't tell me. I didn't tell you told you so when you had some of your guests disappear from bright light one night.
Make sure they pay up front. Oh no, Your Honor, man, I disappeared.
Yeah. See, so a lot of people think Skinwalker Ranch is aliens. Even though show's trying to make it aliens.
Okay.
But if you like a travel ticket, a Skinwalker, there's nothing to do with aliens.
It's interdimensional.
It is.
Yeah. Same with Bigfoot or Sasquatch.
Yeah.
It's an interdimensional thing.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they suppress so much of the native stuff, including stuff that had been verified, like the red-headed giants, right?
Yep.
I mean, there is so much documentation out there that's even.
They're digging them up in Nevada.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is recent. That I seen that. That they found the cage that was burnt in Meridian.
Wow. Okay. The one that they had boarded out that one time, or they put a bunch of brush in front of that.
Yeah.
And burned them.
Yep.
Burned them alive.
Yeah.
Is it the pilot that did that?
I don't know.
I know it's somebody up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't even mention it when you go.
Yeah.
They don't even say it. They're just like, whoa, okay. No, maybe you don't understand.
Hmm.
It's even, there's a lot of people, you know, that just like science, right? You know, like, oh, there's no God, science proves it. It's like, well, if you're true to science, you'd say science has no way of proving it.
Right.
You know, I mean, that would be the correct definition for science to say. Otherwise, it's evil.
Yep.
You know, it just pride me, you know, so you church her. Okay, I get it.
Yep.
You know, just. But yeah, I mean, but and I'm going to refer to scripture where I think it was John who was talking about a man who was called up into the third heaven. Whether he was in the body or out of the body, he did not know. And he said it twice. Well, I'm no mathematician, but if there's a third of anything, that means there's a first and a second. So, you know, it just within that. So we live in this first realm, right? There's a second realm, and then there's a third dimension. Yeah, let's call it dimensions. I think it's better for today's terms. Agreed. Dimensions.
See you.
Right on, Sean. Ready to take off too?
Making kick rocks.
You kick rocks, man. No, I'm just kidding.
See you Friday.
Friday, yeah. All right. Enjoy your days off. Thank you. No. Holding out some cylinders.
Oh, let's have fun on one of them.
Yeah, I'm really, well, when I measure the cylinders, I want because new cylinder, new pistons, and you know, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'll get some oversized rings before I do that, man. Oh, yeah, so it's just a little. How much compression do I got?
Yeah. When's monsoon season here?
Generally late. It can start as like July, late July. And generally it's in August through well into September. No, we haven't had some really strong ones either. So those are around the corner, hopefully.
This for sure, I can really see a drop of snow off on a mountain anywhere. The winter was pretty much over, and now it's snowing up there right now.
Wow.
I was talking to my wife today, she said it's snowing there. On the mountain, just above the house. Anyway.
Yeah, it's like 80 degrees here.
She was freezing sitting in the car. It's snowing, nothing but it's 45 degrees here. I'm sitting in front of my camper
In shorts.
so I snapped a picture and sent it to her. She's in that spot. Her mom's 4 years older than her. She was 44 years old when she had her. So her mom's 86. She's not good. So not that I want them all to pass, because I know. But when she does, then maybe I can drop her and maybe down there. But not right now.
Yeah, it's yeah, I've had opportunities to go to the Tucson. It's just like, no, I'm right.
Yeah. You know, I understand that 7 kids. You know, I didn't even think about when I first came down here a few months ago, me and my second oldest boy come with me. And he brought his wife down, grandkids, and they absolutely love it. I'm not getting him out of the phone. And my wife and the rest of the kids come down. He's treated stay the week down here at the birthday. And their answers, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it, but no, that was. But my wife has all that emotional stuff going on. My girls all have boyfriends. That's why we did that. But you know, you get out and you think about it, it's like, shit, man, I don't know family, where are you? Now I start dragging them around. And you'll never have the same energy again. The girls wind up finding some boy that takes them, but you know, they can do that at home too, find somebody that takes them somewhere else.
Yeah, if they want to get away, they're going to get away.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to hang out for my sake, man.
I got going on.
Right on, bro.
Sir, somebody just stole your lawnmower.
Yeah, those little high-performance cars, though, man. These, Get up and move.
Yeah.
My wife had osteoarthritis. She ended up losing all the colon out of her belly down in Tijuana. We were staying in San Diego. And so we flew down there. I was pretty fat, little infinity car. About 2 o'clock in the morning, we were on the freeway. And a bunch of them came by. I thought I had a sporty car. They were moving. To the front here and swing.
Is your YouTube on that part too?
What's that?
Your business card, is your YouTube on it also?
No, I was only able to get one thing on there, which I did a small batch of those cards. Yeah, I can see and make sure what they look like. Yeah, no, it has my Instagram on there, but my Instagram has the link.
Okay.
Pretty slow. Maybe more in. That's gives my eyes a chance to readjust to. I think wipe you off real good. Okay. Good look see at it.
Ooh. My back's feeling it.
We'll put some texture in the thorns too, a little bit. Not a whole lot. We don't want to, but it needs some. Yeah, a little bit. Just little accents. I'm going to pump off some more bad habit.
Hey, right on.
Yeah, no, that part, yeah.
I think I'm just re-ringing, man. I see better than this.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. My back is full. Mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to finish this thing up. My turn.
I think we'll just do the original with the feathers down off it.
Oh. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Now if you're getting into it, I'm just liking the original picture.
Okay. Heck yeah. Yeah, like a wing coming across.
Yeah, it'll come down. It'll come down basically the back one. Well, it'll come up from one room
All right. Heck yeah.
by the time we're done. A lot of people coming out from the colorful tattoos.
I think you probably. Yeah. It's the black and gray is just kind of my thing. There's a lot of artists that say, but and this is the stuff I draw.
You see that?
Oh yeah, damn, and all that. Those are criminals, but yeah, the originals were like that size.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on TikTok for my drawings, yeah, I've got 15,000 followers. right under it. I think it's actually dropped. I haven't spent much time on TikTok for quite a while. Ever since that band scare, I just kind of switched platforms. And kept rolling with it. It's like, okay.
Is that under your name too?
Yeah. Jeez.
I look at them, took you months, then I'll delete the apps and all. And I'll load them back up and look at them for a while.
You got to figure it's the new media source. And because of that, just like all media, it's controlled.
And I download most of it. It's how my daughters communicate with me.
Oh yeah. No, great. Great for that. That is a news source.
Yeah. Yes.
Or an educational classroom.
Right.
And I think people miss out on that. It means something.
No, they don't.
You just see somebody made a video on it, doesn't prove. Although it's true on film.
Right. Don't believe that. As he's building a trailer than mine, he uses it more than I do. Thought I told him this morning, why don't you just buy that damn thing?
Well, he gets to borrow it.
Well, now I can borrow it from him and he pays for it.
You're like, yeah, but if you keep it, I can just get to borrow it, right?
Well, when he called me, he's like, I put in boards on this for you and new wheel seals. And I said, do it, go ahead. You use as much as I do.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, no, split it with me. I says, no, nobody wants to just buy it. Oh, yeah, I'll buy it. That's okay. Then I'll order it from you.
I was thinking.
Well, because I was a businessman.
That's great to do.
He's my oldest friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Been friends since he was, I think, 12. He's the one that all my kids know if something goes wrong and I'm not around or can't get a hold of me, call him. And
Wow.
nothing will stop you. Especially my dog.
Not down there.
What do you want, about a week or 2 weeks for heating on this before we come back into the wind? Or
About 2 weeks. 2 weeks should, anything sooner and it's not going to be healed enough.
Nothing to say at that point?
Yeah. I'll get some stuff designed up for you.
Cool.
You remember how to take care of your tattoos?
Nope.
Well, you'll be covering it here, and you're going to leave it covered till tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Once you uncover it, never cover it again. You wash it through lukewarm water, your fingertips in a mild soap, something like Dove or Ivy bar soap. Stay away from liquid soaps and stay away from antibacterial soaps if you can.
Okay.
Get all the sliminess you can off of it, lather it up. Just your fingertips and fill for that sliminess, making sure you're getting all the body fluids off of it. And, it's done, pad dry, let it air dry, good 10 to 15 minutes, and then put some like Aquaphor, Andy ointment, something along those lines on it, such a little amount, it shouldn't look shiny.
Yeah, I need a shop on that.
Yeah, I don't think I have any sack bags where I'd give you a little bit of AD to go with you.
Where's the closest one?
Which direction you headed?
Just right back at the 7. I'm sorry, the part. Just over the
Okay, Oracle down that way. There should be something. I mean, even a Walgreens should have it. Okay. Unless you have good lotion that makes it yeah. Right on.
I'd have to.
Okay, well, I mean, I can, as long as it's not just white and fragrance free.
Okay.
It's just rub it in really good, making sure it's not shiny. See, that's the big thing. It's going to push out more. Outside of that, you're gonna wash it about 3 to 4 times a day for the next 2 to 3 days. Pad dry, let air dry, use a little bit of lotion. Try not to put any lotion on it without wash.
Okay.
Otherwise, if there's plasma and everything else built up under there, although lotion will, it's going to be scabby. And just make it longer.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, usually, I don't. There's only been one person lately that I've been usually having that with.
Yeah.
Been my girlfriend. Dude, I just had deja vu with you.
Did you?
Crazy.
That means something.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we both know what, huh?
Hopefully, maybe not. I mean, just like up there, Jesus, like anybody got questions? No. So what was up with the deja vu? Yeah,
Right?
oh, that. Well, before we ask that, we're putting you into a new line. Darn it! No.
Oh, man.
Anybody else want to ask questions? Everybody's like, nope, nope.
No, I'm good.
We're sending him back down there.
Oh.
All right, you want to check it out? Got a razor blade and a blowtorch. Take it out. Oh, buddy, you're good. Yep, that's awesome.
Yeah. Just stand right over here and get pics. Video of it. Actually, you can't.
Yeah, turn towards this.
It's right up here. It's like casting a perfect shadow or glare right into it. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, let's get you covered up here. Inside cab moving dirt.
Yeah.
Nice AC. It better be.
Tomorrow will be mostly class, and after tomorrow will be.
I'll find up orientation safety shit.
I was just fixing that safety classes, safety briefings.
Oh yeah,
That way, if anybody messes up, you stepped outside of the vicarious umbrella and you are fired.
Yep.
Any questions? You're fired.
No shit. I worked for a company called Bechtel, and they had safety yeah. It was chains for a safety walkway, and certain form chains for different types of walkways you can walk in or not walk in, or what side you had to walk in or stay away from. But you had to wear impact gloves everywhere you went. If your phone rang, you had to stop, step aside, take your glove off, answer your phone. If you took one step, you was fired. No bullshit. Yeah. You could have tripped instead of your phone.
Lawyers, man, that's lawyers writing the SOPs.
Yep.
Who don't work a job site, anything else. It's like, okay, well, we got to create the least amount of liability ever. You
Yeah.
know, it just, well, you understand that, okay, I get it. You know, safety is important.
Yeah.
And it is, you know, absolutely. If somebody's being recklessly, unreasonably, you know, endangering people, fire them. But if they're doing their job,
I said, there's a point when safety gets in the way.
well, and being so strict of, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Okay, findings. Hey, thank you. Hey.
All right. Well, show's over, guys. Let's see. All right. Step these up and get on out of here. One more. Let's see. Where's my little button? This guy. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to sign off here. Appreciate you.